Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen. This is my kitchen in my house. I will give you a very brief little tour here. So over here we've got our microwave, food processor, some of our ingredients, and our oven. This is primarily where we're going to be for this cooking show. So today we're going to make pumpkin pie hummus and cinnamon tortilla chips. This stuff is delicious, I promise. So go ahead and preheat your oven for 400 degrees. Mine is going right now because it takes a little bit. Let's go through our ingredients that you're going to need for the pumpkin pie hummus. You're going to want chickpeas, 15 ounces, 15 ounces of pumpkin, Greek yogurt, just plain, you don't need a whole lot. I believe it is 1/3 cup. Ground cinnamon, pumpkin pie spice, and maple syrup. Now, if you don't have maple syrup at home, because it says that you should have pure maple syrup for the recipe, if you don't have that, substitute brown sugar. Works out just as well. So let me see if I can shift focus here. First thing we need to do is open up our chickpeas. Now these need drained and rinsed, and luckily I've got my sink right over here. Just drain them right into the sink. Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen. This is my kitchen in my house. I will give you a very brief little tour here. So over here we've got our microwave, food processor, some of our ingredients, and our oven. This is primarily where we're going to be for this cooking show. So today we're going to make pumpkin pie hummus and cinnamon tortilla chips. This stuff is delicious, I promise. So go ahead and preheat your oven for 400 degrees. Mine is going right now because it takes a little bit. Let's go through our ingredients that you're going to need for the pumpkin pie hummus. You're going to want chickpeas, 15 ounces, 15 ounces of pumpkin, Greek yogurt, just plain, you don't need a whole lot. I believe it is 1/3 cup. Ground cinnamon, pumpkin pie spice, and maple syrup. Now, if you don't have maple syrup at home, because it says that you should have pure maple syrup for the recipe, if you don't have that, substitute brown sugar. Works out just as well. So let me see if I can shift focus here. First thing we need to do is open up our chickpeas. Now these need drained and rinsed, and luckily I've got my sink right over here. Just drain them right into the sink. And then if you have a colander that's handy, you can just pour them in there. And rinse with cool water. You can see all that water coming out still. Just kind of shake them around. Now we're going to add them to our bowl here. Lost a couple, that's okay. Now we're going to microwave these. They just need to be a little warm. Let me see if I can do that. Let's switch views here. There is my microwave. Pop those right in there. Let's go 30 seconds. Switch our view again. All right, so we are going to, oh, the oven is preheated, that's great. We're going to open all of our ingredients here and add them to the food processor, all except for the chickpeas. I know this part is less fun, watching somebody open a can. Got our pumpkin there. I should use a spoon. So we're gonna do this whole can, just right in there. Also, if you don't have a food processor, but you've got a blender, that works just fine. All of these ingredients are pretty soft, so it shouldn't be an issue. All of that yummy goodness in there. Our Greek yogurt. Now we only need a third of a cup here. So we'll get my measuring cups. Flynn! My cat Flynn is interested in what's happening and desperately wants this, but he can't have it. Sorry, those are pretty noisy. So just scoop it right out of here. I'm gonna use this to kind of tape it down a little bit. There you go. Right in there and right into the sink. All right, we need a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. And like I said, if you don't have pure maple syrup, you can use your brown sugar. Dark or light, up to you. The dark is going to taste a little richer. I'm going to do this right over here so I don't make as big of a mess anyway. There we go. Two tablespoons, or 2 teaspoons, sorry, tablespoons would be excessive, of pumpkin pie spice. So this is the tablespoon, or the teaspoon, sorry. This is a tablespoon, we're not using that. So we need 2 of these. I'm running low on this, so I need to add that to my shopping list. There. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. And feel free to change these things a little bit to your taste. It is completely up to you. You're going to be the one eating it. Close this up. Make sure it's secure. And I'm probably going to mute this part because it's not going to be fun to listen to. Open that up. I'll get you a look in there. Looks pretty good and it smells really good. Now we're going to add the chickpeas, and when I do that, I'm going to also scrape down the sides a little bit so that everything gets mixed in. Lightly warmed chickpeas from the microwave. There's not a ton on the sides here, just little splatters, but anything that's sitting on the surface there too, you'll see some Greek yogurt just kind of hanging out at the top and some pumpkin. Just push those things down into it. Secure it again, and more pulsing. Let's take another look. Sorry guys, filming solo is awkward. So let's see. It's a pretty good consistency, but I think we can get it a little smoother. So let's give it a try. There. This time I'm just going to put it right on high. Since we've already pulsed it a little bit, there's not a lot of chunks in there anyway. Turn that off. That gave me a chance to rinse my dishes. Because part of cooking is cleaning up. I know we don't usually do quite so much of that in our old cooking club. We're mostly just scrambling to make sure everybody gets to eat. So we've got our bowl here. I'm going to transfer this into the bowl. That looks really good. I wish you guys could smell this. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to take a small taste. And a little more cinnamon. And again, this is just to my liking. It doesn't, you don't have to do this. It is up to you. Do a little pulsing to make sure that that gets incorporated. Now for the fun part. So I'm going to take this out. So you do not want that blade falling out while you're doing this. And on this particular one, you have to make sure that the top is locked before it'll let you remove it. Now it doesn't look super appetizing at the moment. Most dips don't tend to, in my opinion, but it tastes so good. I'll get the rest of it there in a bit. Just kind of smooth that around. This bowl is pretty full. Take a look here. Now I'm going to just cover this with some press and seal and put this in the fridge for now. We're gonna want this to sit in the fridge for at least a little while to cool. Press and seal did not want to be my friend. All right, time to go in the fridge. All right, I'm going to clean up some of this and then we'll get started on our tortilla chips. All right, it's time to do our cinnamon tortilla chips. So these I've actually already partially done, but I will go over the how-to. So you are going to need a half cup of butter and you're going to melt it. Easy peasy, that's an entire stick if you weren't aware of that. There's also a little cheat sheet on the side of a stick of butter, so that's always helpful. Then you're going to get some flour tortillas. This size is good. They are about 10 inches. You're going to cut those up into about 12 pieces, whatever you want to do though. For the sake of getting them on the cookie sheet, it's a little easier to do the small pieces, but if you want a really big chip, go for it, no big deal. So once your butter is melted, you're gonna combine your half cup of sugar and 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon into a bowl. In this other bowl, you're gonna combine the butter and the slices of tortilla. Dump your seasonings onto that bowl. Then you're going to shake them. Lots of shaking. It's kind of cathartic, kind of fun. And these have already been shaken, so they're not gonna need to be reshaken. Just to give you a look. Perfect. Now, these do take about 8 to 12 minutes to cook in the oven. So you're going to line a cookie sheet with foil and then put some cooling racks on top. That's going to allow any of the excess butter or whatever to kind of drain from it and keep them from getting soggy, if that makes sense. So I've got some of those in the oven right now, and we've got 3 more minutes or so. So let's check on them. Now we're not going to open up the oven because that lets heat out and then you'll have to add your cooking time. However, you can kind of take a look here. Sorry for the dirty oven. They're looking pretty good. And if you, I don't know if you can tell, I guess you can a little bit, they're starting to bubble a little bit, which is good. So, review again. While we are waiting, if you have another cookie sheet and cooling racks, you can go ahead and use the rest of these and get them set up on there. I'm going to wait myself, as that is my giant cookie sheet, and I would prefer to use it again. So, let's see. So once these are done, there are some that might look a little underdone. That's okay. They're going to crisp up once they've cooled. So you're gonna let them cool on the racks, and then you're gonna store them in an airtight container for up to 2 days. I don't think those are gonna last that long. I do intend to share them, which helps, but they can hold up for up to 2 days. The pumpkin pie hummus, on the other hand, you're gonna store in the fridge like we are right now while it's cooling. That'll last you 3 to 5 days. Again, I don't think it's gonna last that long, but if you need it to, it can. Give it a few minutes and then we'll check and see our final products. Guys, it is time to take these out. So I have got this handy thing that I'm gonna set these on, and then I will let you take a look. Make sure you're using your hot pad there or your gloves, whatever. Let me flip this real quick. All right. Now these are still really hot. Do not touch them yet. Cool. If you want, you can start on your second batch, or you can just wait. Now is the hard part, the waiting part. You're gonna want these to cool for a while. Make sure that they're completely cooled before you go eating anything. I don't want you to burn yourself. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully my production skills improve a little bit as I do this more often. Next month we are going to be making apple Gouda grilled cheeses. And if you're like me, you love apples and cheese, this is gonna be perfect for you. You're gonna love it. Thanks, guys.